Hey guys, Rick Stone here from Our Stony Acres. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Please make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell when you do so that you get notice when we release new videos, which we release a lot of new gardening videos every month, several every month. So please make sure you come back and check us out. Okay, so today we are going to talk about planting these guys, okay? This is a bare root strawberry, okay? And we're going to talk about planting bare root strawberries today. So first off, let's take just a minute and talk a little bit about why you would want to choose bare root strawberries over a strawberry plant. And the main reason is cost. So I paid for 25 of these guys, I paid $11. So we're less than 50 cents a piece for these. And so it's a great deal. It's a very easy way to establish a large patch of strawberries. And as long as you get them planted early in the season, you're going to be just as successful planting bare root strawberries as you will be when you are planting traditional kind of potted strawberries as well. Okay. The other nice thing about bare root strawberries is there's a much bigger variety of plants available out there for you to choose from. Usually the nurseries are only stocking maybe 2 or 3 different types. When you go with bare root, there's just a much broader variety of berries that you can choose from. Okay, all right, so let's talk about some of the rules on planting everbearing strawberries. So first and foremost, if you're planting a June bearing strawberry, don't plant on any strawberries the first year. So once these plants get established and start growing, you're actually going to want to take all of the blossoms off and don't let them have any blossoms in the first year. The reason why you do that is that takes the plant and gives it a chance to focus all of its energy on growing the plant itself instead of trying to produce strawberries. So that first year with June bearing strawberries, that's what you want to do. Take all the blossoms away. I know it hurts, but it's better for your plants overall and will give you a better future harvest, okay? For us, we actually have chosen what is called an everbearing or a day neutral variety of strawberry. And those will actually produce throughout the summer. So you'll have a big rush in the spring, then kind of just a moderate little bit of a harvest through the summer, and then usually in the fall, late summer, early fall, you'll start to get another big harvest as well. And we love that. The berries are smaller, but we like to have that kind of continual harvest and have those fresh berries all the time. Now, for a day neutral strawberry, you're going to want to do things just a little bit differently. All of the blossoms that come in the spring, you're going to want to remove those, again, so that the plant can focus on growth. But as the summer progresses and you get to about midsummer and the plants are starting to look healthy and strong, it's okay for you to go ahead and leave some of the berries on there, and you can have a harvest in the first year. So that is super nice to be able to plant some strawberries in the first year, get a harvest, which is really, really good. The first thing you're going to want to do before you plant your strawberries is you want to actually take a few minutes, separate all of those plants out, get them out so that they're individual and easy to deal with, and then you want to actually let them hydrate in some water. So put them in a bucket of water and let them hydrate for an hour to 2 hours before you actually plant. That gives the roots and everything a chance to kind of grab some moisture back in them and recover from shipping or however long they've been sitting around in their container or whatever you bought them in. So make sure that you let those rehydrate for about an hour or 2 at least before you plant them. Okay, so let's talk about planting these guys. Now, as you can tell, let me get a little bit closer here so that you guys can see. Not much, okay? Doesn't look like much right now. You're just basically getting roots and a little bit of a crown, okay? Now, the very first thing that I want to talk to you guys about and I want to show you is something that for years freaked me out, okay? You're supposed to plant bare root strawberries so that the crown, okay, so this is the crown right here. This part up here at the top is the crown. You want that crown, the bottom of the crown, to be right at ground level, okay? If you plant it too deep, so if you put the soil up here, that's really going to affect the berry production, and it's also going to affect the runner production in the plant. If you bury it up here so that some of these roots are exposed, it's going to affect the overall health of the plant. So you want to hit right here. So this crown, so see where the roots come out? That's where you want to be, right at ground level. So you don't want any of this top part to be buried at all, just right here. That freaked me out for several years until I learned how to do that and exactly where to do it. So hopefully that's helpful to you guys, and you can see right there is where you want to be planting them, that deep, okay? Now, sometimes these berries will come with extra long roots like this. The provider that I get them from, usually this is what they look like. So they've got some extra long roots. If you want to, this isn't 100% necessary, but if you want to, you can actually come in and prune these roots off a little bit. So you can cut off maybe a third of the root, okay? So you could just take a pair of scissors or something like that, clip those back. That will actually promote slightly stronger root growth. Now that's not 100% necessary. You don't really have to do that, but you definitely can, okay? All right, so behind us, and I'll do some cutaway videos here so that you can see what we're doing. Behind us, I have a bed that we actually built specifically for strawberries. Our strawberries have been in an area that's getting too much shade now from some obstacles in our yard, so we decided to move it over here where it's nice and sunshiny. And so I have prepped this bed by adding about 3 inches of compost to it and then mixing that compost into the bed first. That's the very first thing that you want to do, is take care of the soil, especially with strawberries, because it's going to be 3 or 4 years before you can really do any kind of digging in that soil again. And so you want to make sure that you are taking care of the soil and putting, you know, some compost and making sure. And strawberries like a real nice loose soil, and so breaking that soil up and adding that compost is really going to help. Then we are going to go through and we're going to plant these guys about 8 to 12 inches apart. I like to have my berry patch fill in pretty good, and so we've got a spot here that's about 4 feet by 6 feet, and we're going to put 25 plants in there. So we'll space it out accordingly, and then you can see from this cutaway, AJ and I are getting these guys planted. So you just dig a little hole with your trowel, and you're going to put those roots down in the hole. You want to fan them out. So let's come back here for a second. You want to kind of fan those roots out and make sure that they're nice and separated. And then you're going to put those down in the hole, and then again bury them right there to the crown is what you're looking for. Then you kind of just pack the soil in around it, water them really good if you want to. It's not a bad idea to use kind of a liquid fertilizer. I'm using some fish emulsion here to give them just a little bit of a boost. And then again, remember, it's important for you to get these guys planted early. Okay, so as you can see, it's a pretty simple and straightforward process. The nice thing about strawberries is they're super forgiving. They're really, really good to plant bare root like this, even though this guy just looks like just terrible. I mean, it doesn't look like anything right now, just kind of a blob. In just a few weeks, the leaves will be coming up and they'll just be looking fantastic. So this bare root strawberries is a perfect way to get a good solid strawberry patch started very inexpensively. Like I said, $11 for 25. If you want to buy more than that, you get an even bigger price break. So definitely a great way for you to start a strawberry patch in your yard. That is planting bare root strawberries. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. I also have an article on my website that I've linked down in the description that will take you out where you can see a little bit more about planting everbearing raspberries and even get you some sources for where you can buy the starts. So thank you for watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell when you do so that you get notice every time we publish a new video. And that's all I have for you for this week. Please give me a thumbs up, and everybody have a great week. Happy gardening.